Ooh, yeah, good morning, guys, boys and girls. Welcome back, to the Hat and Beard Show. All right, that's right. It's October the 3rd. Yeah, it's October the 3rd, which means it's Friday before week 5 of the NFL season. Yeah, oh, yeah, tell you what. The LA Rams last night. Oh, the LA Rams last night. Oh, they came in. They were so vain. Oh, they were so vain. Yeah, so vain. They thought this song was about them. Yeah, they thought this song was about them. Oh, but they didn't know. They didn't know what they were walking into, boys and girls. The LA Rams, yeah. Oh, they got tripped up big time, boys. Yeah, big time, boys, on Thursday Night Football, boys. Let's go. How you doing? Welcome back to the Hat and Beard Show, boys and girls. Mad Hatter Nation in full force. We're trying out a couple of voice work things here. Yeah, oh yeah, gotta hit my hot cup of coffee over here. Yeah, oh boy. Oh, that's some good stuff there, boys. Yeah, oh yeah. Thursday Night Football went awry for the LA Rams. All the hot money was on the Rams. Thank you for about the shirt comment. I appreciate it, bud. LA Rams are hot money coming in, going to trounce the San Francisco 49ers. But Mac Jones, trying to do his best impression of Sam Darnold. Well, he's quietly 3-0, and the 49ers upset the LA Rams 26-23 in overtime. We'll take a little looky-loo at what's going on, what went down, what transpired. And thankfully, I put my bankroll bet, put a little $5 action down on the 49ers. Otherwise, I'd have been up a creek without a paddle. Yeah, I'd have been absolutely screwed every way to Sunday, boys. But we ended up surviving. To fight another day. Then we're going to walk on over to see exactly what Mac Jones has been doing. Mac Jones helps 49ers take firm control of NFC West. Off-season reset is paying dividends. What is Kyle Shanahan able to do with these guys, you know? It's like Kyle Shanahan, you know. He comes in there and, he gets his dirty little dick beaters on them guys, and he has them do a 180, and then he has them doing another 180, you know. So what is going on with Mac Jones? We'll take a look, see what CBS Sports has to say about Macaroni and Cheese Jones. Yeah, something in the water in San Francisco, something that Kyle Shanahan's able to do that revitalizes these guys. Will this be his last stop before a big payday? Or is he going to have to make another detour, i.e. Sam Darnold? We'll take a little look, see what's popping off there, and then we're going to get into all the news that we are here for, guys. That is the Detroit Lions getting ready to take on the Cincinnati Bumbles. Lions-Bengals injury report. Good news for the Lions cornerbacks. The Detroit Lions released their Week 5 Thursday injury report ahead of their matchup with the Cincinnati Bumbles. We'll see what's going on. Some things have popped up. Some guys, just some things to take a look at, but nothing to really overreact about. Let's be honest. It's nothing new. Nothing we haven't already experienced or anticipated, at least from this season alone. But we'll see who's in and who could potentially be out. And then going to go ahead and give ourselves a little pat on the back here. Over at Detroit Lions on SI, Amon-Ra St. Brown compared to NBA legend. Best wide receiver, Lions offensive coordinator has seen. Detroit Lions wide receiver discusses mindset that allows him to shine at NFL level. You guys know that, around here, just in the pride of the Lions, Amon-Ra is beloved. But here at Hat and Beard Show, we really, really, really like ourselves some Amon-Ra St. Brown. I'm a big fan of this guy. So we'll see what Johnny Moe has to say about Amon-Ra St. Brown. And then, guys, we'll dive into, Tim Twentyman, senior beat writer over at DetroitLions.com. Week 5 opponent, what the Bumbles are saying. So we're going to see what the Lions opponent, Zach Taylor, and the Cincinnati Bengals have to say about our Detroit Lions. Hopefully we avoid this big possible trap game. Do not want any mishaps from our boys down in Cincinnati. Guys, if you got a second, go ahead and look over at the chat. Yeah, over at the chat. Yeah, boys, I got a poll. I got a big poll over there for you guys. Yeah. It's a 3-answer poll. Yeah, do the Lions on Sunday. Ooh, do they drop a 50 burger on the Bumbles? Yeah, I think it's total possibility. Yeah. The options, yes. Goff smash with 88% of the vote. No, Thursday Night Football should learn you a lesson. Well, if there is one to be learned there, we're not learning it. 0% of the vote. And 12% of you say maybe not 50, but close. Go ahead and comment down below. Good morning, Mad Hatter Nation. How you guys doing? How you doing? Brent, Mr. Detroit City, Jack, 2125. Mom, how you doing? Happy Friday. Go Lions. I said Niners are going to win. We also put a couple dollar dues on the 49ers. Got us a couple of bucks for our bankroll management. Always be wise of your bankroll management. If you're going to go ahead and gamble, you got to be wise about what you're going to do. You don't like Kyle, but the dude can coach. Yeah, Brent, he can in the regular season. Until he wins that Stuber Bowl, he's going to be Andy Reid. He's going to be skinny Andy Reid. Blake Corum blew it. Honestly, that fumble was bad and blew his shot. Mr. Detroit City, yeah, I was waiting for that Blake Corum touchdown, and it never came about for me, dude. What a kick in the dick that was. Morning, Sam. How you doing? Brandy, sister. We made it through another week. Here we are Friday, getting ready for a big week 5. How you doing? Hopefully you're getting geared up for a big weekend of football. Guys, if you can do all the things for me, go ahead and like this video, subscribe. If you're new here, ring that notification bell so you can be notified every time we go live Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. here at youtube.com, as well as pregame shows. If the Lions are playing, we're placing bets. We're going to do a little pregame show this Sunday, roughly 11 to 11:30-ish to about 12 to 12:30-ish, just kind of a cash hangout thing. And then, of course, the most important thing you can do is walk on over to that share button. Share this video around with every single person you know. Go out. I mean, I'm about to take out a billboard and go stand on a street corner trying to advertise my show, dude. We have got to get out of this 720. The 720 to 730 slump has just been dragging on me, guys. We are so close. We are at 729. So if we could break that, that'd be the absolute cat's pajamas. All right, fellas. Now that that's out of the way, yeah, now we can get into the main event. Yeah.
If you can say the word good, guess what? It means you're still alive. It means you're still breathing. And if you're still breathing, well, then hell, you still got some fight left in you. So get up, dust off, reload, recalibrate, re-engage, and go out on the attack.
Damn, Jack, that's a baller move, dude. Bro, you don't have to unsub to shows to be here, dude. But I appreciate it, man. That's super duper what's up, bro. I appreciate you hanging out every single day, man. You're one of the guys. You're one of the guys. You know what I'm saying? You're one of the guys. So, gonna try and, not gonna lie, kind of torched my throat doing that Macho Man nonsense at the beginning there, and I don't know. How do you guys feel about it? It was really my first crack at actually trying out a Macho Man voice, and full disclosure, I don't actually do impressions really of people. I do impressions of impressionists. You know what I'm saying? That's what I do. Oh, it's a drama show instead of the Lions show. That's fair, dude. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I'm not gonna lie. I watch some drama shows. I watch some internet shit. I'm a Turkey Tom guy. I'm a Tom Dart guy. You know what I'm saying? I watch Penguin Zero. I watch Pop Culture Crisis. What can I say? I'm a Patrick CC fan. What do you want me to do? It is what it is, and it do what it do. All right, guys. So last night we had a little shakeup over out west. I tell you what, Derek Harp, if you're hanging out, dude, you guys out on the West Coast play football at some weird times of day. I can't stop thinking about how on Sundays my guy's out there with a hot cup of coffee and some pancakes while he's watching football. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Ooh, yeah, hot cup of coffee. Yeah, Brandy. Oh, yeah, I watch Pop Culture Crisis. Hell yeah, I'm a big Brent, was it Brent Desovic? I like Brent Desovic. I'm a huge Mary Morgan fan. I think Mary Morgan is friggin' hilarious. She cracks me up. Just full disclosure, I'm just a huge Timcast fan. I watch Timcast IRL every single night. And actually, I finally got a super chat read on Timcast a couple nights ago while they're broadcasting from TPUSA, dude. Yeah, I finally got a super chat read on Timcast. Yep, Virgin Mary Morgan. She cracks me up. Nothing ever happens. Yeah, dude, I watch Pop Culture Crisis. I'm a dork. All right, so Pop Culture Crisis shifting down gears into football. NFL Network, or coming from NFL.com. Sorry. Niners Rams on Thursday Night Football. What we learned from San Francisco's 26-23 overtime win. Jones led gutsy 49ers win. A gimpy Mac Jones turned in one of his best performances of his NFL career, throwing for 342 yards and 2 touchdowns and leading a game-winning field goal drive to stun the Rams. Early in the third quarter, Thursday night, Jones, the 49ers replacement starter for an injured Brock Purdy, hit Kendrick Bourne on a beautiful 19-yard pass. But Jones got hit on the play by Rams' Jared Verse, clearly limping for the remainder of the drive. Then Brian Young hit Jones again, one of the 9 hits he took, lying on the turf for a few minutes. Jones peeled himself off the turf, continued firing passes to his short-handed receiving core, and even converted multiple first downs with his legs after getting hurt. Jones quietly, don't tell nobody this, but Mac Jones is now 3-0 as a starter in place of the very expensive and very shiny, still needs to hit puberty yet, Brock Purdy, and looks to have resurrected his career after a few wayward seasons. This is I'm telling you, we're watching a Sam Darnold trajectory yet again. Rams' late mistakes were costly. In spite of the 49ers outplaying the Rams for the bulk of Thursday night's game, the Rams had several chances to wrest control of the game, but they never could take the lead and lost in heartbreaking fashion in overtime. After coming back from down 20-7, the Rams tied the game early in the fourth, but Joshua Carty's blocked extra point kept it tied. When the Rams went 3-and-out and fumbled at the goal line with 1 minute left on their next 2 possessions, respectively, the Rams got it back after a stop. Carty tried to force it to overtime, but they couldn't keep Mac Jones from driving down the field to take the lead. Macaroni and cheese Jones, given the chance to tie the game or go for a carotid artery. I did learn the difference between the blood colors of the 2 arteries you have in your neck. One of them is much more lighter, and one of them is going to be darker. I don't know how I learned that the other day, but the internet is a fickle bitch. Sean McVay chose the latter on 4th and 1 from the San Francisco 11-yard line with 3+ minutes left. There was no thought of a game-tying field goal, not with the kicker who'd missed twice, not with the Niners' defense reeling, but Kyron Williams, who had fumbled at the 1-yard line in the fourth, was stuffed for no gain. So they tried to do Dan Campbell things, and as we continuously say, you can't be Dan Campbell. There's only one Dan Campbell, and he's here in the Motor City. Quit trying to be us. Niners game defense, clutch special teams stepped up. The 49ers looked to be limping into SoFi Stadium Thursday night with a quick turnaround after Sunday's home loss to the Jags. But looks apparently were deceiving as the Niners found early energy to take control of the game. The constitution to hold their water until the Rams roared back, and the clutch elements with several massive plays on defense and special teams late. The Rams looked prepared to take the lead in regulation with just over a minute left, as Kyron Williams had daylight en route to the end zone, but rookie defensive tackle Alfred Collins stripped the ball loose and recovered it at the edge of the goal line. The 49ers lost defensive tackle Kalia Davis and veteran end Uter Gross-Matos to injuries during the game, really taxing the group, but they stepped up in a big way, helping hold the Rams to 3 points on their final 4 possessions. All of them in good field position. Eddie Pinheiro, his 59-yard field goal gave the Niners the lead with 3 minutes left, and his 41-yard glance shot in OT was the winner. The Niners made big plays when they needed them most. Any day, dude, you just can outplay it. It's any given Sunday, dude. All the hot money was on the Rams, but especially Thursday night. Is it just me, or are Thursday nights just like goofier than hell? Thursday night games are always just like kind of goofy, you know what I'm saying? Just a little weirdness going on. Key Rams players raised trust questions. Kyron Williams did a lot of good things Thursday night, totaling 131 yards from scrimmage and catching 2 touchdown passes. But the play everyone will remember was Williams losing the ball on the Niners' 1-yard line with a minute 07 remaining and a wide-open end zone in front of him. Yes, the Rams got the ball back and tied the game, forcing overtime. And yes, Williams tried to atone, helping put the Rams in position to tie the game to win in overtime with a few catches in the red zone. But he was also stuffed on 4th down on the game's final play, a play call that Sean McVay took the blame for after the game. But McVay also decided not to kick the field goal, and it's hard to blame him on Joshua Carty's missed field goal try and having an extra point blocked earlier, a reoccurring theme this season. The Rams also had a bad kickoff in the final minute that cost them 13 big yards. Williams was asked to carry the entire running back load after Blake Corum dropped a pass and mishandled a toss from Matthew Stafford that the Niners recovered, protecting their 14-0 lead. McVay has ball security issues in his backfield and kicking operation problems that now have cost his team 2 tough losses. Well, Sean McVay, that sucks. You know what could help you? You should call Jared Goff and ask him to shtup your wife again. Bourne comes to the rescue. Short-handed Niners. The 49ers not only ruled out quarterback Brock Purdy, but also wide receivers Ricky Pearsall and Juwan Jennings, their 2 leading receivers before the game. This gave Mac Jones and Kendrick Bourne a chance to reprise their success from 2021 when Bourne was the then rookie Jones's go-to guy with the Pats. They looked like old passing pals on Thursday, connecting 10 times for 142 yards on 11 targets. Bourne did not have a drop, and Jones' 2 touchdown passes went elsewhere. But the veteran receiver turned in a massive performance when the Niners badly needed it. More than once, Jones was hit while throwing Bourne's way, and they had some huge connections, with 8 of Bourne's catches going for first downs. We knew Christian McCaffrey would be worked hard, 30 touches, including 13 in the first quarter. Jake, tongue in my ass, stepped up to have 7 catches and a touchdown. DeMarcus Robinson and Kyle Juszczyk were used more, but the Niners probably wouldn't have won the game, nor Jones spun the beauty he did without the play of Bourne leading the Niners to an impressive 4-1 start. With 10 catches in Week 5, Puka Nacua became the 4th player in NFL history to have 7 or more receptions in at least 9 consecutive games, and now has 52 catches, the most in league history over a player's first 5 games. That's fucking nuts. Shout out if you drafted Puka in your fantasy league. Holy crappers, fellas. That is save some statistics for the rest of them, Puka. No, he's not on pace to have a 25 touchdown catches like a certain guy here in Detroit in the Motor City is, but we'll see. It is so funny watching all these teams trying to be MCDC and failing miserably. Jack, you know what I'm saying, dude? You guys are seeing it now, right? Like, obviously the NFL is a parody league, but my cat's in the window and he's weirding me out. We are just a team. Look, we are one of a kind. We are a very special snowflake in Dan Campbell, and you just can't quite replicate it. No matter how hard you try, you can take our coaches, you can take our ideas, but you're just a fucking poser. At the end of the day, you're just a fucking poser. You know what I'm saying? Everyone wants to jump on the bandwagon. Preach, Mom. Ain't that the truth? Only one MCDC and a bunch of wannabes. Fucking, you guys are nailing it, yo. You guys are spot on. Spot on. Spot on with your take. You're good, Bjorn. You're good, dude. You're good. The one cat's creeping about. Unfortunately, he was right on top of the intersection. You guys can't see it, but under here there is a mass of cables. It's like the Matrix in here, dude. There's just cables and shit all around here, and homeboy decided he was going to walk all about them. Luckily, he's a cat, pretty nimble. All right, guys, to continue on with our conversation from the Thursday night game, Mac Jones helped the Niners take firm control of the NFC West. Off-season reset is paying dividends. 49ers coach Kyle Shanahan must feel like he's living in a fever dream after his team exited SoFi with a dramatic 26-23 win over the Los Angeles Rams on Thursday. To understand why, you have to go back to the spring of 2021 when San Francisco made the bold decision to trade up to number 3 pick in the 21 NFL draft with Trevor Lawrence and Zach Wilson off the board. Ooh, Zach Wilson, such a superstar. The 49ers had a decision to make. Take either Justin Fields Trey Lance or Mac Jones. God damn, isn't that wild to think that these guys were all the dudes? These are all guys that Hawkman was up there. Mel Kiper Jr. was like, these are the guys who you can build your franchise around. Trevor Lawrence is the best of the bunch, and he's not really had that illustrious of a career. Zach Wilson sucks. Justin Fields, he's on his third team, and he sucks. Trey Lance, I mean, last I knew he was backing up Dak. Is he still even on the Cowboys? Is he still Dak's backup? Trash. Mac Jones. What do we got going on here with Mac Jones? A little something. Maybe Mac Jones could ultimately end up being the best of the bunch. Just going to take the longest road to get there. As the story goes, the Niners picked Lance, but it was never quite worked out. However, just over 4 years after that, Shanahan's team was a pinch because its $265 million quarterback Brock Purdy was going to miss his third game in the last 4 weeks because of turf toe injury. Because of that, Jones got to offer a glimpse of what might have happened if there had been a partnership with one of the top offensive minds in the game from the jump. Jones finished 33 of 49 for 342 yards and 2 touchdowns and led the Niners to an improbable win over their NFC West rivals as 8.5-point underdogs to help them move to 4-1. After going 1-5 in the division opponents during an injury-riddled 2024 season, the 49ers are firmly at the top of the division with a 3-0 record against their opponents. He played his ass off, Shanahan said. Mac was unbelievable in the first half, got banged up in the second half, battled through it, protected the ball, going against that defense, throwing the ball that many times without having a turnover. I can't say enough good things about Mac. Not only were the 49ers missing Brock Purdy, but they also were missing Nick Bosa and George Kittle and Ricky Pearsall and Juwan Jennings and the kitchen sink. That meant putting together a makeshift receiving corps led by Kendrick Bourne on the field against the defense that Jones described as the best in the NFL earlier in the week. Bourne played for the Niners from 17 to 20 before signing with the Pats and then re-signing with the team following Week 1. Like Jones, he also had a day to remember, finishing a career-high 142 yards on 10 catches. Kyle Juszczyk, who played with Bourne previously and is one of the longest-tenured players on his team, described the energy boost the team received when he was brought back last month. It's awesome to have him back, Juszczyk told CBS. He's such a reliable player. He brings so much energy. Hell, the 49ers' offseason reset is paying dividends. After finishing 6-11 last season and a year removed from the loss to the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl, big changes to the roster were inevitable to hand out more big contracts, like Purdy's this past offseason. The franchise traded away star wide receiver Deebo Samuel to the Washington Commies and running back Jordan Mason to the Minnesota Vikings. San Francisco also lost safety Talanoa Hufanga, linebacker Drake Greenlaw, offensive lineman Aaron Banks, and quarterback Charvarius Ward, among others, during free agency. The reshuffling of the roster was part of the calculated plan to reset the books, lock down blue-chip players, and build up the defensive line through the draft, with defensive coordinator Robert Saleh returning, which made the Niners Super Bowl contenders in the first place. The 49ers spent their first 5 picks last spring's draft on defenders, which included defensive lineman Mykel Williams and Alfred Collins, and Nickelback Upton Scout in their first 3 rounds. That was a mouthful. Collins, a massive defensive tackle out of Texas, started his NFL career solely with just 3 tackles in his first 4 games, but with the 49ers shorthanded, he made one of the most impressive plays, knocking the ball out of Kyron Williams. He's gotten consistently better since he's shown up. The signature moment of Collins' NFL young career didn't seal the win initially for the Niners, but with the plays, it was part of the theme of the players on the roster stepping down the stretch. In Week 1, Bosa stripped the Seahawks quarterback Sam Darnold and recovered the fumble to steal the game. The following week, Huff made the big play against New Orleans with a sack and gave the team a 26-21 win. During the Niners' 16-15 victory over the Arizona Cardinals, Scout recorded key pass breakups on 3rd down, which allowed Jones to lead his team down the field for a field goal as time expired on the following possession. Reinforcements on the way from San Francisco. That's the thing. They are 4-1 right now, 3-0 in their division, and they are poised to be getting healthier, poised to be getting better, very similar to what we have going on here in the Motor City. Even better news for the Niners ahead of a mini 10-day bye week is that they could help be on the way. Before the game, NFL Ian's Rappaport reported that reinforcements could be on the way for the marquee showdown against the Tampa, Bay, Buccaneers next weekend. He reported that Pearsall and Jennings and Kittle could all return in Week 6, which is a good thing. San Francisco entered the night with the second best odds, plus 230 to win the NFC West behind the Rams per FanDuel. These odds have since flipped as the 49ers are now minus 105, and now the favorites ahead of the Rams and Seahawks to win the division after starting 3-0 against NFC West competition. The 49ers took a risk by saying goodbye to several key players last offseason and flipping their roster with young, cost-controlled talent. The early returns suggest the plan may have worked. Well, that's something we see here in Detroit. You got to get young. You got to do young. So you see the 49ers kind of doing, everybody taking little pieces. I'm not saying that it's just Detroit that's doing it. The Philadelphia Eagles also build through the draft. So what the 49ers have done is quite impressive considering the year that they had last year. Now, it would be even more impressive if this was a new head coach, but I do kind of take my pot shots at Kyle Shanahan because he hasn't won a Super Bowl, and we're just going to call him Skinny Andy Reid until he wins one. But that being said, if you're Skinny Andy Reid, you're still a good regular season head coach. He's proving time and time again that he can make chicken salad out of chicken shit. You know what I'm saying? That's something that we also do here in the Motor City. But Kyle Shanahan, let's be honest, he's a relatively impressive head coach. How we doing, chat? So the Rams not who we thought they were, or the Niners good? Ooh, Jack, that's a good question, my brother. Not to sound like a milquetoast fence sitter, but I think it's a little bit of both, dude. Everyone wants to be gangsters until it's time to do gangster stuff. Exactly, Jack, dude. Zach Wilson is a good MILF hunter, though. Ain't that the truth, Brent DeWitt? That is the trickety truth. Keep him away from Sean McVay and his wife. All right, guys, let's talk a little Lions ball here before we pack it up and head off for Saturday off, before we'll be back at it Sunday after church for a little bets action. Make sure you got that notification bell turned on. And subscribe to the channel if you're new here. That'd be the Cat's Pajamas. Excuse me. Over here at Pride of Detroit, let's take a look at the injury report, all right? Lions-Bengals injury report. Good news for Lions cornerbacks. So, the Detroit Lions and Cincinnati Bumbles were back on the field on Thursday as they prepared for their Week 5 matchup on Sunday afternoon. The Lions were able to return Khalil Dorsey to practice on Thursday, but 4 players remain unable to practice. The Lions don't seem overly worried about their starters' availability this weekend. Let's take a look. Note, DJ Reed was placed on IR and is no longer listed on the injury report. Any changes from last injury report will be bolded. So, no practice. Taylor Decker with a shoulder. Kind of common now. Sione Vaki, his wiener still hurts. Zach Cunningham had a hamstring injury pop up. That's why you've seen us sign Ty Summers to the active roster. Probably a spot replacement for Zach Cunningham while he nurses a hamstring. And Kirby Joseph, again listed with a knee, seems to be I'm just going to go ahead and assume Kirby Joseph's going to be listed with a knee every single week this year. It's been an ongoing thing since training camp. This is not news to any of us, but, just something that, although it's there listed, unless the coaches specifically bring it up, or there's some news that breaks during practice, or we see something happen in a game, can I cover any other possible variable? We're just not going to put too much weight into Kirby Joseph's knee injury on the injury report. Decker continues to miss practice as he navigates a challenging injury management process. But regardless of obstacles, he is still expected to start at left tackle for the Lions on Sunday. It's a good thing that he's a veteran, said John Morton. He's seen a lot of stuff, so he's got to do a lot of film study to be ready. So I think it gives everybody confidence when you know he's going to be ready on game day. Vaki has been able to practice the last 5 opportunities, which is not a good sign for his availability. That being said, him not being moved to injured reserve is a good indicator that he could return soon enough. Cunningham's injured his hamstring last Thursday and has not practiced it since. That's not ideal. And when you consider the fact that the Lions filled an open roster spot with Ty Summers this week, the tea leaves are pointing to Cunningham likely missing the game. And Kirby Joseph has had a lingering knee issue for a while now, but the Lions have managed it by giving him some time off. For now, that pattern looks to be repeating itself, but we'll likely need to see him practice on Friday. Of course, the big news this week, guys. Limited practice. Aleem, the Dream, the Dancing Bear, Aleem McNeil. His ACL, he is still on the PUP list, and he has at the time of this article being posted, 19 days on the evaluation clock. While McNeil remains on the PUP list and has only practiced 1 day, he's already showing signs of being close to a return. Lions coordinator Kelvin Shepard raved about how far along McNeil looked in return-to-play process, but also cautioned about needing to stay patient. I saw all I need to see, Shepard said of McNeil's Wednesday practice. I see him helping in a major way. Now the biggest task for me is being patient. You know, the collaborative effort of our training staff, strength staff, and obviously the head man giving me the green light for him and what's that's going to entail and look like. But I told Dan yesterday, it's amazing when you watch those practice clips. It's like he's been at training camp. I mean, he does not look like a player that hasn't practiced, and that's credit to him. I know all those bone density and all these guru terms they throw out, but all I know is I see a very, very high caliber defensive tackle when I turned on the tape yesterday. So I'm very excited to have him back out there. God damn, do I love Kelvin Shepard, man. Yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Back to your question, Jack. My mom says she thinks the Niners are a good team. Uh-oh. Lions dominate. You retracted the message. Uh-oh. Sounds like my mom's gotten into the bottle early and is cursing up a storm at you. She thinks the Lions dominate 45-6. Brandy loves it. Jack thinks that's going to be a halftime score. Hell yeah, brother. You guys know what I'm calling for. Say it with me now. We want to finish the game behind the 8 ball with Giovanni Manu blocking that left side. We want to see our guys backing it up, our starters just doing one of these on the sidelines, you know, maybe a little drink with a little umbrella in it or something, you know, maybe have some food, maybe a buffet. What's the craft service table look like in the second half of the game for the players? You know what I'm saying? Got to make sure all your backups. Jacob Sailors, make sure that you're ready to go, dude, because you're going to probably end up having a little bit more of a workload than you're used to, at least through the regular season, you know. So have a larger sample size what we had last week. You know what I'm saying? Give me a full quarter. Give me at least a full quarter out of the backups. That'd be the Cats' pajamas, guys. That'd make me a very, very happy boy. Over here at SI.com, let's go ahead and get a little hype. Hype. Let's get a little hype about Amon-Ra. Now, we all know that he's the undisputed international heavyweight champion of the world. Jesus Christ. And he will remain the undisputed international heavyweight champion of the world. Yeah, despite what the Hawaiian flying Puka Nakua has to say out on the West Coast. Yeah, we all know that Amon-Ra, the sun god, is the man. Yeah. Detroit Lions wide receiver discusses mindset that allows him to shine at the NFL level. This is our guy, Vito Chirico. Vito Chorizo. When John Morton, the Detroit Lions' first-year offensive coordinator, spoke about Amon-Ra St. Brown earlier this week, he didn't just compliment him. He gave him one of the highest forms of recognition a wide receiver could possibly receive. Morton, who has coached some of the most accomplished wideouts in the NFL, has the NFL has ever seen, didn't mince words. I told St. Brown the other day, "You're the best I've ever been around. Run and pass, the way you prepare, the professionalism, and what he does in the offseason," Morton said of the All-Pro receiver. For St. Brown, a player who has built his career on a relentless motor and next-level work ethic, those words grabbed his attention. After all, Morton's resume spans nearly 3 decades in the league, having coached the likes of legendary pass catchers Jerry Rice, Tim Brown, and Anquan Bolden. Now, I know Anquan Bolden doesn't necessarily pop as much as Jerry Rice and Tim Brown does, but there was a time. Boys, there was a time. Oh, yeah, there was a time. There was a time in the NFL, yeah. before the Jamar Chases, yeah. Before Cooper Kupp, yeah. Ooh, before the NFL was past Happy League, yeah. There was a guy in Arizona. Oh, yeah, in Arizona out in the desert, yeah. His name was Anquan Bolden, yeah, and he was him for a while. Oh, yeah, he was him. For the coach, with that type of extensive background, to put St. Brown at the top of the list, it was certainly no small endorsement. St. Brown has been the definition of productive through his first 4 NFL seasons. With 27 receptions, 307 yards, and a league-best 6 touchdowns, he's the first receiver since Randy Moss in 2007 to open the season with at least 25 catches, 300 yards, and 6 scores in that span. In Lions history, only Calvin Johnson has ever reached 6 touchdowns in his first 4 games before St. Brown joined him. Talk about a contrast in skill sets of wide receivers. Morton has made frequent comparisons between St. Brown and Bolden, highlighting their shared traits of durability and dependability. And I've said this before, he reminds me of Anquan Bolden. They just come to work. All they want to do is dominate every single play, Morton expressed. But I told him, I said, I don't really care what the coverage is. You're going to get open. Earlier in the week, receivers coach Scotty Montgomery compared St. Brown's mentality. Wow. Wow. This is a fucking. Earlier in the week, receivers coach Scotty Montgomery compared St. Brown's mentality to that of Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant. Damn. God damn, that is to say that a Warriors mentality is an understatement. That is a hell of a comparison, my guy. St. Brown's value goes well beyond the numbers. By the numbers, according to PFF Focus, he ranks 3rd among receivers who commands at least 20% of their team's targets, and impressively, he also grades out as the 4th best blocking wideout in the league. When Morton first delivered his high praise of St. Brown before kickoff of the Lions' Week 1 contest to Green Bay, the receiver was taken aback. I stopped and thought, he coached Jerry Rice. There's no way I'm the best. Humbled, St. Brown recalled. Morton had indeed coached Rice during the twilight of his career with the Raiders when Rice, then in his 40s, was still capable of beating defensive backs. St. Brown admitted he studied Rice's late career film, marveling at how effortlessly he carved guys up. Man, I cannot get my fucking doing that Macho Man thing's really tightened up my whole fucking speaking mechanics, guys. But even as the praise from Morton has sunk in, St. Brown's response has remained characteristically measured. It means a lot. It means the world, the 5th-year receiver told reporters Thursday. But I've got to keep proving it. Just because he says it now doesn't mean much if I can't keep doing it. The consistent drive to improve is what's fueled St. Brown's rise to prominence in Detroit and across the NFL. He speaks often about the little things, such as his breaks at the top of his routes, his release off the line of scrimmage, and his ability to read coverages and make adjustments mid-play. That praise from Morton isn't just a nice headline. It's an affirmation the Lions' culture under head coach Dan Campbell and general manager Brad Holmes, where preparation, toughness, and unselfishness are valued as much as highlight-making plays, and St. Brown embodies that very ethos. For St. Brown, the external noise, whether it's internal trolls joking about him staying up late to play video games or the viral attention surrounding Morton's comments, doesn't bother him. I like to have fun with it, Brown said. There are trolls on the internet and on Twitter, everywhere. So I can be a troll myself sometimes. Ultimately, his focus stays rooted in football and the fans who support the Lions. I think the fans make this game very exciting, he expressed. They're there every week. They support us. They cheer us on. I feel like without them, this game is nothing. And, of course, much of his production is tied to the tremendous rapport with Goff. St. Brown praised Goff for both his toughness and intelligence, pointing out how rarely the quarterback has ever put his receiver in harm's way with reckless throws. He does a great job of getting rid of the ball. He protects us as receivers. I don't think that's talked about enough. I think since I've been here, I don't think he's ever thrown me into a big hit, St. Brown said of the veteran quarterback. So yeah, he takes care of us. He's smart. And like I said, he's one of the toughest guys on the team. He gives us the chance to win each and every week. Morton's words may have caught St. Brown off guard at first, but they also point to something undeniable. The Lions' 25-year-old star receiver has already placed himself in the conversation with some of the greats. Damn Spanky. Whether he can sustain it will depend on his health and ability to keep evolving his game, but the foundation is there. For now, Morton's declaration stands as both a compliment and a challenge. St. Brown may be the best Morton has ever coached, but as the receiver himself knows, those words will only hold weight if he continues to live up to them. I fucking love it. I love it. I love the mentality of our team. I love the quote that we said yesterday that Scotty Montgomery said about JMO about the standard is what the standard is, and the minute that you don't live up to the standards, that's what the new standard is. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love this just, like, no nonsense. I don't know, man. Maybe it's because I just live by a keep it simple, stupid mentality. They just get right to the point. No fluff, no handling with kid gloves, just straight to the point. X's and O's, black and white. This is what we're doing. This is what we're going to do. Go out and do it. If you can't do it, pretty fucking simple there, Jiggle Tits. We can find someone else that can fucking do it. You know what I'm saying? It ain't fucking hard. And Dan Campbell and the coaching staff proved last year that they can get the very, very best out of every single player that puts on the Honolulu blue and silver uniform. We had 472 players on injured reserve last year. We were playing with junior college dropout guys auditioning for the team, more or less. You know what I'm saying? And we still found a way to go 15-2, winning the North and being the number 1 seed in the NFC with 579 players on IR. You know what I'm saying? It's a mentality, dude. We're mentally tough. I go back to it all the damn time. Brad Holmes has a certain psych profile that he looks for in a player. There is that is the only explanation for the type of players that we consistently draft, the success that we have with the players that we successfully draft, and the style of play that our coaching staff embodies our players to put out there on the field. There has to be a very specific psych profile that Brad Holmes looks for in a player. That's the only explanation to me. St. Brown is climbing my list of all-time favorites. Yeah, Sam, I agree with you, bro. Full disclosure, Calvin Johnson is my favorite player to ever play in the NFL. So obviously he's my favorite Lion as well. I did kind of cry a little bit during his Hall of Fame induction ceremony speech. It just was a lot, dude. Calvin Johnson has meant a lot to me. I can't really explain it, but all those just bad years, man. All those just bad years. We always had Calvin. I always had Calvin. Calvin was always there to at least be the bright spot. You know what I'm saying? Very, very quickly, though, Amon-Ra is just gaining ground, dude, because of the personality, the story, the work ethic, the absolute embodiment of Dan Campbell. You know what I mean? It's just I fucking love watching Amon-Ra St. Brown play football. I love watching him play football. I love watching Penei Sewell play football. I love watching Aiden Hutchinson play football. Those are guys that I just genuinely enjoy watching how they conduct themselves pre-play, during the play, and post-play. I love the way those guys just go about handling business. They're just fun to watch. They are just fun, physical fucking phenoms that are absolutely awesome to watch. And those 3 players that I just named. Now, if you look at it, there is a chance that right now we have 4 Hall of Fame players, if not 5, on the potential Hall of Fame players on the roster right now. Right? Obviously, Penei Sewell is going to the Hall of Fame. Aiden Hutchinson could end up in the Hall of Fame. Amon-Ra St. Brown, I think, actually has a better chance of making it to the Hall of Fame than Aiden Hutchinson, if I'm being honest with you. Kirby Joseph is a Hall of Fame caliber player. The only player that is statistically comparative to him at this point in his career is the Hall of Famer Ed Reed. And then pile on at his current trajectory, but the position doesn't necessarily allow for it unless he does phenomenal things, historically has been successful, and that is Jahmyr Gibbs. I actually do think that there is a possibility that we have 5 Hall of Fame caliber players, 1 surefire Hall of Fame first ballot with Penei Sewell, and then 4 other very possible Hall of Fame caliber players. Am I off base, chat? Barry and Calvin, Sam, you get it, dude. You guys get it. So I was a little young to have the full impact of Barry Sanders. I'm 37, so I was born in 88. I got to experience Barry Sanders, but I didn't have the tie to him like I do with Calvin Johnson. You know what I'm saying? Like Calvin Johnson, I mean, I was there for the drafting of Calvin Johnson. I was like, this is our guy. You know what I'm saying? Derek, preach. What's up, dude? And good morning. That is my stance on Jared Goff. Jared Goff wins the Super Bowl in Detroit. Jared Goff becomes a first ballot Hall of Famer because of what he has been able to do in Detroit and the monumentous turnaround that he has been able to. I'm not going to say be the orchestrator of, but one of the lead chairs that has turned this massive turnaround of the largest failure in professional sports history of the Detroit Lions, right? So in conjunction with that, Pad Statford fans also need Jared Goff to win a Super Bowl because the current requirements to get into the NFL Hall of Fame are you cannot tell the story of the NFL without this player, okay? So for Matt Stafford, as it sits right now with only 1 Super Bowl ring, I know he has all of the numbers, okay? He's got all the stats. He's Pad Statford, and he's got 1 Super Bowl ring. For Matt Stafford to get into the Super Bowl or into the Hall of Fame, Jared Goff needs to win a Super Bowl and get into the Hall of Fame, because if Jared Goff can win a Super Bowl and get into the Hall of Fame, he will always then have Matt Stafford in the conversation with him. You can't tell the story of the NFL without the massive trade, the blockbuster trade of 2 first-round picks and JG16 coming to Detroit in exchange for Matt Stafford, because then Matt Stafford was able to win a Super Bowl in his first year with the LA Rams. That elevates his story, as well as Jared Goff still elevating his story while casting a massive shadow, but this is going to sound weird, a large but lightning shadow on Matt Stafford's career. Does any of that make sense? Last time Penny got beat by Hendrickson 4 times. Last time they played against each other. No sacks allowed. Should be a good matchup. Yeah, I expect Penei Sewell to walk out onto the field, walk directly up to Trey Hendrickson, grab his lunchbox from him, open it up, and just sit there and eat his lunch right in front of him while just staring him dead in the face, just eating his bologna and cheese and mayonnaise sandwich. You know what I'm saying? Hell, let's be real. Trey Hendrickson probably don't even like mayonnaise. He's probably a Miracle Whip guy or one of them dudes that likes Dukes. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Miracle Whip's okay on some things, but I'm a mayo guy. You know what I'm saying? Barry, the most amazing player you've ever watched back then. Yeah, dude, he was... The highlight reels of Barry Sanders are fucking insane. Now, I know it's very early on, but the patience that Barry was able to show leading up to the line and the explosiveness post-line of scrimmage, doesn't Jahmyr Gibbs kind of remind you of that a little bit, guys? Doesn't he kind of remind you of that just a little bit? Just a little bit. Well, let's wrap up today. We will talk about Week 5 opponents. I'm sorry. We will talk about Week 5 opponent. What the Bengals are saying about the Detroit Lions is coming from our guy, Tim, man. Guys, if you wouldn't mind our doing all the things, the buttons, the poking the bells and ringing the buttons, what are the Cincinnati Bengals talking about ahead of the Sunday matchup against the Detroit Lions at Paycor Stadium? Number 1, what is the biggest challenge in facing the explosive offense like Detroit on a short week coming off a Monday Night Football game? Quote, I've got a lot of respect for Dan Campbell and his staff, due on up. So apparently Zach Taylor can't talk. I've got a lot of respect for Dan Campbell and his staff due on offense. I've got a lot of respect for the job Dan Campbell and his staff. Oh, okay, gotcha. I've got a lot of respect for the job Dan Campbell and his staff do on offense. Okay, I was reading that wrong. I was expecting a with the offense. You know what I'm saying? I've got a lot of respect for Dan Campbell and what his staff does on offense. I'm just retarded. I coached Jared Goff for 2 years. I've got a ton of respect for him. It's a tough task. There's going to be some above the neck stuff early in the week. Our guys have to own. So when they get physical reps Thursday and Friday, we make the most of them because it'll be less than this week than normal. I trust our guys will be able to do that. The Bengals have dropped 2 straight since All-Pro quarterback Joe Cool was lost for 3 months with a toe injury. Backup Jake Browning has completed 64% of his passes with 3 touchdowns and 5 interceptions in Burrow's place. The Browns rank 32nd in total offense and 30th in passing heading into Sunday, but Taylor said Wednesday the issue they've had the last couple weeks aren't just on the quarterback. He talked about himself doing a better job first and foremost, and that trickling down to everyone else on offense. I feel extremely confident in Jake Browning, Taylor said. That's a lie. That's a fucking lie, dude. Come on. Zach Taylor, yeah, you need to take that fan you have and all that smoke, and you need to take it someplace else, and you need to blow it up somebody else's ass. Yeah, because we're not buying it around here. Yeah, stop pissing on my leg and telling me it's raining. Jesus Christ. Bengals linebackers Demetrius Knight Jr. and Cincinnati's defense isn't in panic mode despite the fact they head into Sunday's ranked 30th in total offense or defense, 30th against the pass, and 26th against the run, and 30th on third down. That's really bad. That is really bad defense. I mean, now, y'all, we thought Cincinnati was doing kind of a weird little experiment to start the NFL season where they went all in. They were all in. We went all in on these offensive guys. They spent all their money on 3 dudes. Yeah, they were able to extend Trey Hendrickson for 1 year just to get his ass in camp, but they have no bodies on defense. They have nobody on defense. And now they are 30th in total defense, 30th against the pass, 26th against the run, and 30th on third down. That's not how you win games, especially when the most important piece of that triad falls in Joe Burrow. We're still on the climb, still on that journey to get there, to put down the roots of what we want to be and who we're trying to be, he said the week. Isn't that something you should have done a long time ago? Isn't he in his third or fourth year now? Shouldn't you have already put down roots of what you're trying to do, established your culture? Know exactly who you can and cannot lean on, know the type of player that you need to have in roster, where you need to plug and play them. Seems like you're a little in over your head. Taylor told a story about playing the Lions in 2021 when Detroit wasn't winning football games in Campbell's first year, but noticing the energy and physicality Detroit played with overall. Taylor said he couldn't help but think how Detroit was taking on the identity of their head coach in those early stages of Campbell's tenure in Detroit. Quote, "They might not have had all the talent in the world then, but we got the best of them that day. But you could see something that was building in the future, whether people believed it or not at the time. And now you're here in 2025, they've had the success they've had over the years. The success they've had this year winning 3 in a row. It's a really good football team." Taylor said he loves playing these kinds of games against a good team like Detroit, especially when his team's back is up against the wall, a little bit having lost 2 straight. He wants to see how his team responds, and it's a good chance to see who thrives in adversity. It's been missing the team for weeks. Browning said on Wednesday he must do a better job Sunday versus Detroit, giving wide receivers Jamar Chase and T. Higgins more opportunities. Don't worry. Don't worry, Jake Browning. Terry and Arnold will make sure that those guys have plenty of opportunities to make on big 50-50 balls on the outside, down the field, and in man coverage. He lamented a few throws Monday night in Cincinnati's loss to Denver where he didn't give those receivers a better opportunity to make those one-on-one situations when he feels receivers have an edge. Asked what he's seen from Detroit's defense on tape this week, Browning said one of the things that really stands out is how the Lions secondary really comes up in challenges at the line of scrimmage in the passing game until Terry and Arnold lets them run right past them or he grabs them and pulls them to the ground, getting a flag. So just find number 6 and just throw at him. Just find number 6 and just throw at him. He talked about the front 7 of the Lions being very good And the defensive backs being, quote, scrappy as hell. He called out Amik Robertson in particular in that regard. That's awesome. That's awesome. But yeah, there you go. Don't worry, Jake Browning. Just throw it Terry and Arnold. Let's see what this Bengals-Lions Week 5 preview is. What is this? What's this? What's this? Of course, it's an ad. We'll mute the ad because I don't want to hear it. Boom. What's this? What's this? Hey, Maureen. How you doing? Good to see you. Happy Friday, sister. Good to see you in the chat. How you doing? Been a couple days, sister. Hope you're doing okay. Good to see you. Good to see you. I'm going to hopefully get this ad ran through, and then, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if I want to watch this. I have no idea what it is. I bet you we get another ad. I bet we get another ad. Oh, no. Wow, impressive. All right, no secondary ad. Cool. Let's go ahead and rewind. We're going to be kind and rewind. Let's watch this Lions-Bengals Week 5 preview video.
Bengals at home Week 5, trying to get off the slip and slide that has them on a 2-game skid. Won't be easy with the Detroit Lions in town, who just took on the world's supposed greatest defense. Wasn't so great looking after one pride got done with them.
St. Brown to the end zone, touchdown!
Lions come trucking in on a 3-game win streak that has them back on their throne as kings of the NFC North. Offense, Cincinnati's trying to stop, put up 27 points on the vaunted Browns D, got 7 on a punt return too. They've scored 27 or more on their current mini streak.
One man to beat is the punt for Mayorkas! Touchdown, Khalif Raymond!
They can beat teams so many different ways. Sonic and Amon-Ra led the charge last week in honor of substitute Garvey. St. Brown is Detroit's TD leader guy
because that's AI voice, and I don't watch AI voiced videos because that's slop content, that's cheap, that's bullshit. Detroit Lions.com. Dude, fucking hire me to read your fucking articles. That's bullshit, dude. AI voice like that, I hate it. I hate it. It's so cheap. It's so dirty. It's greasy. It's hack, lazy content, dude. Oh, God, does that drive me nuts. That being said, I have a couple of AI voice videos that are pretty funny if you want to check those out for some old draft content coverage. I am a giant hypocrite. All right, guys. Terry on 2 hands to cover Chase. He'll have 10 penalties or more. Sam, so my solution to that, okay, just hang with me, guys. Terry and Arnold has no interceptions on the year. Terry and Arnold has no interceptions in his career, okay? So before we start focusing on him getting takeaways, let's just abandon that entirely. Let's just tape up Terry and Arnold's hands so that he's got big old clubs. That way he can't grab guys. That way he cannot get his dirty little dick beaters all over wide receivers. That way there's no illegal contact, no holding, no pass interference. Just give him 2 like rock'em sock'em robot gloves. You know what I'm saying? Like sock'em boppers. That's what it is. Give him some sock'em boppers out there. Why not? Trace, you are correct. He did have that one, but that bullshit that was a bullshit penalty on Brian Branch, dude. I have seen guys hit quarterbacks significantly harder and way more aggressively, like with intent to hit them than Brian Branch did and not get flagged. That was bullshit. You were correct, though, Trace. You are correct. He did have the one against, I think it was the Bears. But yeah, that total BS call. And that's the thing, dude. Hat and boobs, bless her heart, she's got to put up with it. It's like a time bomb waiting. First penalty on Brian Branch sends me off down a fucking tirade about how it's bullshit, how he's targeted, how the NFL's looking to make a fucking point against him, how they can't let the man play fucking ball. Like, seriously, that roughing the passer penalty that overturned Terry and Arnold's interception, what did you want him to do? Pound a fucking Red Bull, sprout wings, and fly away? The motherfucker was in the air. He's a human being. Last I checked, he ain't got no goddamn wings. He ain't got no holy-ass bones. He can't fucking fly, motherfucker. Let the bitch play ball. Oh, no. That's right. We got to protect Giggle Williams because he had fresh fucking nail polish on for that game. Jack, true, dude. True. Trace says, I thought I heard you yelling all the way over here about it. You probably did. So I live in the neighborhood that I live in. The other young couple, kitty corner from us, they also are big Lions fans, and like because of the way our houses are set up, not to sound creepy, but we can like watch the game through each other's windows. You know what I'm saying? And like those poor bastards, they're not like a loud football family. I'm a loud football family. Like I'm a yeller. I'm like at the game. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm like yelling my ass off. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, dude, exactly. Goff got hit in the game and no flag, and like way more egregiously, he got like chopped in the head. You know what I'm saying? It's that same old Detroit versus everybody. Jack, preach. Refs, they hate testosterone, which is why they go after Brian Branch. You know, because Brian Branch, all 5 foot, fucking 4 of him, real scary, real terrifying. Better keep him under control. Better keep that menace under control. Fucking bullshit. Your neighbors love you during games? Yeah, I'm a loud guy. I wouldn't be surprised, dude, if they watch headsets, because for real. Because I'm a Windows, even in the wintertime, yeah, we put the plastic up around the windows or whatever, but I always keep a few windows because we like to luft in the house, replenish all the bad air with good air. So, like, we're a windows open house, dude, and it is just, I'm like yelling, you know what I'm saying? And what's funny is, our 2 dogs, they can handle it for a little bit. They don't flip out, but like at a certain point, you can tell where they just get up and they're like, all right, going to remove myself from this situation. And they just leave the fucking room and they're gone for the whole game. The whole game. Because I'm like, I don't sit during the game. I'm like, I stand, I get down. All right, legit, guys, I'm this dude. I'm legit. When the defense is, I'm getting into a linebacker stance in front of the fucking TV. You know what I'm saying? I'm watching the play develop. Poor Hat and Boob, she's got to watch me. I'm pointing at things as plays are developing, dude. Like, I don't know. Maybe you guys can do it too, but I've noticed that ever since I started doing it, we started having winning ways. When the offense, kill, I fucking legit sit there and I go, kill with the fucking offense, dude. You got to do it with them. We got to help them. You know what I'm saying? I'm that guy, dude. I'm like pacing around. I barely sit down during the fucking games. You know what I'm saying? I'm one of those guys. Oh, I don't live in the country, Maureen. I would love to live in the country too, but I don't live in the country. I live right in the fucking city. The city I live in is considered country, but yeah, no, I don't live in the country. All my neighbors can hear me clear as fucking day, and I say some heinous shit. You guys think I say some heinous shit about Bill Vinovich on camera? You should see what I say when I'm unbridled. Holy shit, man. Yeah, my mom lives in the country, Maureen, but I'm 37 years old. I don't live in the country. Oh, I see. That's why we live in the country. No neighbors. I see what you're saying, Maureen. My bad. Yeah. Yeah, no, my folks, they live out in the sticks, dude. They live out in the sticks, dude. When I was up in Traverse City helping my parents, the house is on 10 acres in a lake. You could hear me during the games. Hell yeah, Trace. That's awesome. Your wife watches line games with you? That sucks, dude. That sucks, Sam. Hat and Boobs, I don't know if she likes it, but she's put up with it for damn near a fucking decade now. Oh, yeah, dude. I'm a loud guy. I'm a loud fucking guy. I'm a loud dude, and I just like to think that, you know, the team needs me, dude. I think that I'm there. You know what I'm saying? I think that I'm there. All right, guys, so we had a successful day and a very successful week. I do want to shout out all of you, now that we're here on a Friday, wrapping it up, just so you guys are aware, I don't know how I'm going to plan to do this. But big news, we are on the cusp. So probably by Sunday, once all the numbers come in, I am like very close, like within 10 hours of being eligible to start the very first step of monetization of my channel. Okay, that means that I will be able to open up memberships, monthly memberships, and then also be able to take super chats, stickers, that type of shit. Okay. I do have some plans for what I would like to do as far as possible membership stuff. All right. And super chats are cool. Okay. That's cool. But I just want you guys to know that even though I will unlock it, I don't expect you guys to spend money on me. Okay. So The membership thing will be a fun thing if we can do it. There won't be a high price point on it, okay? That'll just be something, because I'm going to be honest, there is a part of me that would like to pursue this as a career, right? At the same time, I don't like taking money from you guys because it makes me feel fucking weird. You know what I mean? If you, though, end up to the point where you feel like you would like to donate to the channel, a super chat, something like that, please feel free, okay? And when we get to that point, when super chats come in, I will give them priority read over normal chats, simply because if people are going to spend their money, I deserve to give them at least that. You know what I'm saying? But I don't expect you guys to spend money on me. I would like to do some type of a membership thing so that we can get more of a IRL type hangout, not like meetups per se right away. But I was kind of thinking something like, so I'm a big gun guy. I like to shoot. And I was thinking that maybe, like, if I eventually got to the point of doing memberships, like maybe once a month I could do like a live stream hangout where like it's just members only. Like maybe I do some shooting and we just kind of hang out in the live stream. Once the season's over, maybe we'll do like a members only Madden franchise rebuild, something along those lines, something so that but it's not just going to be reading articles, watching videos, something that's a little bit more casual. You know what I'm saying? But that just something we're kind of thinking. I'm mulling it over. So let me know what you guys are feeling when we get to that point. Personally, it's like super exciting for me. 3 years ago when I transitioned into talking about football from, pop culture and political stuff, I'm going to be honest, I never thought that I'd even get to the mile marker of subscribers that I'm at now. I still don't know what the fuck I'm doing. This is all very weird to me. But we're getting there. And I want to say thank you to all of you guys for sharing this content around, for commenting, for hanging out every day, Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. I mean, it's a weird time. That's a weird time. It's what works for me because I work second shift. 95% of the world, though, this is not a conducive time to not only watch internet content, but watch a live show and engage and communicate. That's fucking huge, you guys. That's really awesome. Like, I don't think you guys, I can't quite, when I think of all the metrics, I can't explain to you how just like fucking cool that is. That's really fucking, like, if you think about that, guys, that is, damn. You know what I'm saying? Like, you making me feel like the prettiest belle at the ball, but we are getting to the point where this will start to transition more from just a hobby per se to something that money will be involved in to an extent. What that means, I don't really know. I've never had a hobby really extend to the point of being able to make money off of it. I mean, yeah, I got paid a dozen times to do stand-up. I don't know, man. It's just weird. I don't know if any of this is making sense, but I think it's just kind of cool to like be getting to the point that I never thought that I would actually be able to get to. You know what I mean? It's just it's a little surreal, if I'm being honest. It's a little surreal, and I don't really know how to handle it. But gonna need to put up a virtual swear jar. YouTube gonna demonetize the heck out. Yeah, dude. I know, bro. I know. I got to keep the language under control, dude. So you guys are up for, you guys are cool with like maybe doing some like members only, like once a month range day or something like that. You guys would be kind of cool with that. I just kind of thought that'd be kind of fun. I mean, obviously you guys know me. I'm kind of a gun guy, and it's a little different style of what we're normally doing, and just kind of a little bit more of a, I don't want to say behind the scenes, because behind the scenes means it's like, hey guys, this is what it's like. I'm setting up my camera and doing my thumbnail. But just something where it's like, we're not just talking ball, we're just kind of hanging out. You know what I mean? Something a little bit more like that. And, just stuff. Bengals have a sentence just like Diddy. Both are screwed. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Oh, you're all good, Maureen. It's all good, sister. Eventually, I'll be super duper famous, and I'll be able to do like a national circuit where I can go and meet you guys. We do a nationwide hangout, Mad Hatter Nation tour. 2028. You know what I'm saying? Now, let's be honest. I can say it's a Mad Hatter Nation Tour 2028, but in reality, it's probably going to be me, and just I'm working on some things in the background, guys. I'm trying everything I can to be the running mate for JD Vance in 2028. So it might be a campaign stop. I don't know, but I was thinking Vance and Beard 2028 would make a pretty good title. You know what I'm saying? You're in Indy, trying to get back to Michigan soon, I hope. Hell yeah. Everyone's welcome to come out in Florida. We have ranges all over. Mr. Detroit City. I'm trying, dude. I'm that northern Florida, dude. Ocala. I think about that like 4 times a day. Legit, dude. Legit. I think about this shit like 4 times a day, bro. We'll get there, guys. We'll get there. So all of that bullshit to just be said. Big time. Just thank you, guys. Thank you. You're fucking awesome. Okay? You guys are cool. Take that for what it's worth. The opinion of one asshole to you guys, I think you're pretty cool, and I appreciate it. So you're in Flint West Side. My house is open for watching games. Hell yeah, Trace. I got some family over on kind of the west side of Flint, actually. West Side area-ish in that vicinity. We get up over there sometimes. Around the holidays, we go and visit one set of grandparents over there. Because, well, full disclosure, all of my grandparents are dead, and she only has 2. So the grandparents we go and visit are my favorite grandparents. I mean, honestly, though, they are. Fucking Grandpa George has this cool stuffed, like, caveman thing, and it's anatomically correct with a dick and everything, dude. Cracks me the fuck up. I can't explain it. I'm simultaneously 6 and 60 years old all at the same time. So what can I say? Grand Blanc is your hometown, Trace. Fun fact, I installed during COVID when they were trying to monitor all of the foot traffic of students in the schools. I installed all of the surveillance cameras in Grand Blanc High School. That was me and this dude named Kevin. It was me and Kevin. He was a cool guy. What part of the Mitten are you in, Hat? Not specific city. I am in this area. I'm right in the middle of the Mitten, baby. I'm right in the middle of the Mitten. How's this, Trace? I work about I could spit and hit the Capitol if I wanted to. That's where I work. And I've lived here I'm a 517 kid. Lived here my whole life. Hell yeah, I was up there before 08 hit. Builders in the family, you know how that went. Oh, damn, dude. Yep, that's right, Mr. Detroit City. That's how you ended up in Florida, dude. Yep, that 08 crash, dude. Yeah, bro, I remember that. All right, fellas, so that's going to be it for today. And ladies, I am so sorry, Mom, Maureen, and Brandy. Anybody else hanging in the chat? I'm so sorry. I don't mean to just call you all dudes, but fellas, we had ourselves a good week, a good start to the weekend of Week 5 football. Made a couple dollar redos off San Francisco 49ers win. Would have rather have hit that parlay and won $1,200, but 22, it's better than a poke in the ass with a sharp stick. 49ers ended up upsetting the Rams, and we talked about Mac Jones and the 49ers turnaround. What could this mean for Mac Jones? Is he going to get a bag like Sam Darnold? Are we seeing Sam Darnold 2.0 all over again? We went briefly looked at the Lions injury report, as well as high praise coming from John Morton, calling Amon-Ra St. Brown the best wide receiver he's ever seen. That is hell of a high praise, saying he's got the mentality of Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant. Hey, goddamn. A good golly, goddamn. And then finally, what were the Bengals saying about the Lions? Well, they scared, boys. They scared, basically. They scared. Red Friday, R-E-D Friday. What's that? Explain. What's the acronym? Ready every dude Friday? Graduated from Eastern. Oh, no, I didn't graduate from Eastern. Nope. That's crazy, though. Oh, hey, Maureen, you want to know something crazy? Eastern's gone. Eastern's gone. The high school is gone. They tore it down. Sparrow has expanded the hospital. No, I actually went to Holt. K through 12. Remember everyone deployed. Hell yes, guys. Remember everyone deployed Friday. Shout out to all of our men and women, brothers and sisters in uniform helping defending your freedom. Remember, guys, the United States Army is the largest volunteer fighting force the world has ever seen. by sheer voluntary effort. We have the largest and greatest fighting force the world has ever and will ever see by volunteering. That's fucking awesome. That's fucking awesome. The men and women in uniform. Yes. Oh, so yeah. So Eastern got tore down. That's wild, dude. It's fucking wild. Yeah, no, I graduated from Holt. So just down the way. South Side, let's go. Yeah, I'm a dirtbag South Side. Very easy to say. Yeah, exactly, Dad. Exactly. 4-letter words are very easy to say. All right, guys, so that's going to be it for today. Enjoy your Friday. The weekend is upon us. Watch a little college football tomorrow. Do some things. I got to work. And then we'll be back at it after church on Sunday for a little pregame show, little bets action, placing some dollary dues, building some parlays. If you guys come to find something that you just can't get over as far as the bets, something that I'm missing, let me know. We'll try and exploit, put a couple dollary dues in my billfold. We want to make mammon over here at the Hat and Beard Show. Guys, I appreciate each and every single one of you every single day that you're here, commenting, liking, sharing this around, voting in the poll. You guys are fucking badass. All right, that's going to be it for me. I've been Hat and Beard. You've been an attentive audience. Until Sunday, stay out of trouble. We'll see you then. Bonga, bonga. Let's go over to the right screen. There we go. Frig off.